Well, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. You're in the live trading room. Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here. Hope you all had a great day yesterday. Here is the trades from yesterday. Just had four trades yesterday for plus 68 and the results thereof. What a crazy day yesterday. Had just this long swing high. Let me get my drawing tools out. That just went on forever, but we had this spike here at about 1150 that happened, and then this really steep sell-off that happened, followed by another swing high and another sell-off and another swing high near the end. So a lot of great trading moments yesterday. So if you traded yesterday afternoon, you probably did very well. Anyway, SPY closed at, let me get my other tool out. There we go. SPY closed at 526.86. We have a gap play this morning. We are way, way up this morning. The markets are, if you haven't watched anything, the markets are way up this morning. So our gap fill and trigger for a put will be at 529.31. 529.31. And currently, the market is up to 540.38. So we've got a just $11 to go to get to filling that gap. Hey, but it can happen. It can happen. So let's go over to the option chain today. We are, at least I am, trading the 23rd, which is today, of course. And you can see that they are way off. Those will equalize in. We've got over 2,200,000 traded in pre-market volume already. But we'll determine which strikes we're at once we get this pre-market volume figured into everything and get these strikes equaled out, as they are way, way out of balance right now. But those will balance out when we get all that pre-market in. Anyway, let's say good morning to Mr. Keith Frampton. Good morning, Keith.
Morning, Tim. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, crazy day yesterday. I only had three trades also up 82 cents. Was not able to trade in the afternoon, but that's okay. This morning we had mortgage applications at 7 o'clock that were down from last month. We had one of the Fed members speaking at 9 o'clock. We're going to have another Fed member speaking at 9:30, another one at 9:35. And we have S&P Global Composite PMI numbers coming out at 9:45 and new home sales at 10 o'clock.
Wow.
So a lot of news coming out this morning. There will be a 5-year note bond auction at 1 o'clock today. And also the Fed's Beige Book, which is about sort of how they're doing on income and outcome, is at 2 o'clock today. And the IMF meeting continues today. So lots of stuff going on today.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm going to trade Friday's expiration this morning. If I do any trading in the afternoon, which they probably won't, I'd move to next Friday's.
Okay. Boy, a lot going on.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, very good. Hopefully, we're going to have another directional day today up. Like we had yesterday, markets are way up. We'll see if that maintains as we get into the markets or get into trading here in a little bit. And our 5-minute MACD is just below the control line in the put direction. So it's the 1-minute Heikin-Ashi MACD just below. All right, stand by. Here we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are in. That volume is just going crazy, crazy, crazy. So the strikes have equaled out. So I will start at the 539 on the call side and the 542 on the put side. So let Fred in there, Fredo. Boy, the big board on CNBC is just about all green. Wow, huge. All right, getting just a little push down here. Volume's already over 3,200,000. So Dow is up 781, Nasdaq 573, and S&P is up 134. So very, very positive markets this morning. Of course, that starts at zero for us, but the broader indices are way, way up. Getting some push up here, so we'll keep an eye on that 539 on the call side. Continuing to creep up. Price falling back a little bit now. All right, stand by on this 539. Getting a little bit of a pullback. Price just pausing here.
Tim, we are looking at 539 or 540 now.
Let's go to the 540. 540 strike call right now. Just keep observing. All right, stand by on this 540. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. And filled at 382, it looks like. 382. Getting a bit of a pullback here. Come on, back up. Come on. Going through VWAP. Just going through some profit taking right now.
Oh boy.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Stand by to take profit. Let's go ahead and take some, well, let's go ahead and take some profit on this. And out at 565. 382 to 565. Wow. Not sure what that was, except someone started speaking.
I got in at 654 and out at 816.
Nice. Yeah,
Oh,
that was huge. Huge. Everyone should have made a big ton of money off of that. Wow.
362 to 527.
Nice. All right, folks, we're done for this morning. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow.
Time to go to the beach.
Yes, yes. Thank you for remembering that. Boy, look at price coming right back down. Volume's up to 9,900,000 already. Dow's up 898, Nas up 583, S&P's up 142.
I did put a pseudo demand zone at the bottom of that first 5-minute candle.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do the same. Price just bouncing all around. We'll let this settle down a little bit. I'm sure none of us want to give back what we just got on that one.
That's for certain.
Hey, Team David.
Hey, David.
Hey, I was trying to find out what did you get out of on that one?
Got out at 565.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm. Maybe somebody pressed the wrong button at Charles Schwab.
It's possible.
Well, the Dow's now up roughly 1,000. Nasdaq's up 623. S&P's up 156. 11.3 million underlying traded.
Wow.
Wow, just huge volume on these first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And we've got that other report coming out in about 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
That was at 9:36. Yeah, boy, that thing just took off like a cannon shot. Of course, that did make things a little more expensive. Um, I'll be at the 542 now on the call side, 545 on the put side.
And we've got 30 seconds till that report.
Okay. Yeah, we've got so much volume coming in right now that it's really throwing price all around. All right, guys, I'm going to keep an eye on the 542 on the call side here. And if you got in on that trade and you got, over 100, don't feel like you've got to get in another trade this morning.
Yeah,
I clicked very early, Tim, because the CSI made only 165.
Oh, okay. That's it.
That's it.
I couldn't even follow the price on active trader, so I just put a sell to bid to close that thing out, and it filled.
Yeah.
MACDs are definitely getting high.
Tim, do we have afternoon today on a session?
Yes, we do.
3 o'clock, right?
3 o'clock.
Okay.
Yep, we'll come back this afternoon, 3 o'clock for the last hour of the market today.
I mean, we don't have any zone today. Supply zone, demand zone, nothing I can see.
We've got a demand zone.
Demand zone we can put, okay.
Yeah, on the very bottom of that first 5 minutes, a pseudo demand zone, but it's a zone, but nothing else at this point.
I had drawn in a pseudo, or actually a real supply zone at the top of that first 5 minute candle, which the second candle was right there just before it took off like a rocket.
Uh-huh.
So I've got a pseudo supply zone in there at the top of the first 5 minute candle too,
Okay.
but you don't need to draw that in there.
Yeah, I think I'll wait till we actually get one.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, price is continuing to climb. We're back up to the where it peaked out before. We'll see if this creates a bit of a turnaround. Up to 14,600,000 now. Dow is up 1,065, Nas up 665, S&P is up 170. Wow. Big tranche of sell orders coming in, pushing price down.
Well, there hasn't been a 1 minute volume candle under 200,000 so far this morning.
Look at that. That big push up that we got on that huge trade, 1.54 million came in at that minute, and then the next minute 1.498 volume. That's insane volume coming in at that moment. No wonder it was pushing up by $1 at a time. Getting a pretty big pullback now. That last minute volume was pretty huge too. A lot of optimism out there. Now that the president said he won't fire Powell, or indicates that he won't be firing Powell, markets taking that as great news.
And also they may have working on an agreement with China too.
Yeah. But boy, if they get all these agreements in place and settle all this tariff activity, I'm going to miss the volatility.
Got just about 5 minutes to the pop at the top.
Okay.
Assuming there's any volatility this morning in the market. And I think we can actually put a supply zone in there now.
Look at that.
How about that?
By gum, I believe we've got one. As price continues to drop. Okay. Got us a supply zone, and now we're bouncing basically off of VWAP back up. So let's see here. I'll probably move to the 541 on the call side. Yeah, we're getting close to the pop of the top, so we'll hold off on a trade.
Yeah, I think I'll hold off also. And a nice reset of the MACD on the Heikin-Ashi chart.
Mm-hmm.
So this is housing reports come out at 10.
Okay.
One minute to the pop.
Here we go. And we're in the pop. Whoop.
Little uncertainty there.
I think so. Oh my gosh. That moved a couple dollars down and probably a couple dollars up. Wow.
New home sale numbers beat expectations.
Okay. Up to 20,100,000 in traded on the underlying. So obviously a ton of volume today. All right, it's just bouncing around here. Very unpredictable.
Yep, don't want to give anything back today.
No. Prices are just bouncing around a lot.
Tim, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay. Now it's up 1,065. Nas up 624. S&P up 160. Pretty much the same as the last time I quoted it. About to hit 21 million in the underlying asset. And here we go. There's 21 million.
Excuse me, Tim.
Yes, sir.
So, so actually, when you say the underlying assets and it's showing volume, so
Mhm.
what does it mean?
Say again, Ashim.
This underlying
Yes.
assets. So, and it's so then when I click here, it's showing volume is 21, 210, 261. So,
Mhm.
what does it mean?
Oh, that's just the volume of the underlying asset. So we're doing, options are based on an underlying asset. The underlying asset, of course, is QQQ, the ETF. So people are trading triple Q as a stock. It's actually an ETF, but it gets traded as a stock, and the options are based on top of the movement of the underlying asset. So that's where we get that number. And it shows us the strength of of the underlying asset. Um, because what we're looking at in our charts, guys, is not the actual options. We're looking at QQQ, the underlying asset. That's what the charts are measuring.
So, are you doing QQQ or SPY?
I'm sorry, SPY. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry. Thank you. We did QQQ for so long. I'm still got my mind on that. No, SPY. SPY.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's a great question. QQQ. Good heavens. Sorry about that.
So when you say QQQ, I was thinking that, oh my God, they did QQQ and I was doing a spy and then I made money.
Yeah. Well, that same spike probably happened in QQQ as well. So had we been in the wrong one, we still probably would have caught it because they tend to track pretty closely together.
By the way, Tim, I just saw an announcement came out about 5 minutes ago on CNBC. Treasury Chief Scott Bessent delivers a speech about the global financial system. So I'm wondering if that's what
Ah,
really was driving this craziness.
yes. Yeah, and the markets were just so ripe for any form of good news, any form of positive news. If any of you are doing covered calls, placed any covered calls yesterday, you're in very good shape today.
Yeah, you may want to close those out on the Delta, not knowing what's going to happen the rest of the week.
Yep, yep, absolutely. That's good advice. Let's see here. I'm going to move the demand zone up to this agreement at 950, I think. All right, price break. Well, did break through the supply zone, getting turned away, but I suspect it will be back. Price reaching down to the demand zone, just short of it. There we go. Hit the supply zone. Trying to push through. Oops.
You said supply zone, you meant demand
I
zone.
mean, yeah, at the demand zone. Pushing through VWAP. A lot of profit taking going on right now.
You're not really looking for a put though, are you?
No, no, not with markets up plus 1,000. Dow's pulled back a little bit to 947, but this could spring right back like that trade we did before the beginning of the session. Five-minute MACD has crossed finally.
Hey Tim, quick question. So how do you figure out the demand zone?
How do we say again, please?
Figure out the demand zone.
Okay. So that's a great question. So every time price comes to a agreement, so if we look at the 5-minute candle, let me bring it up a little bit.
Okay.
See how price at 950 came down, and then the next 5-minute it went back up. That forms a price agreement, and we track those price agreements, and that's how we put in our demand and supply zones.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this previous candle and the current candle. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. When they come to an agreement point like that. And this happens when price is moving down and the market maker just runs out of traders. There's not a trader anywhere in the world who's willing to sell for a penny less than it
Hmm.
is, then price has to turn around and head back the other way.
And the same way is like supply, right? Like, when go
Mm-hmm.
up upper level. Okay.
Yep. Same with supply. When it gets to a point where there's not one other trader willing to buy for a penny more, price has to reverse.
Hmm.
And we mark those because price tends to come back to those points throughout the day.
So it can be in 1 minute or 5 minute, any charts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we have not come down as far as we did in that earlier push down. The price is reversing now. So I'm going to keep an eye on the 540 strike call. 540 strike call. And one last word about the demand zone and supply zones. We only mark those on the 5 minute chart, not on the 1 minute chart. There's a crazy Ivan just formed. So a crazy Ivan is our name for whenever price on the 1 minute gets to a point, turns around, and then retraces down to where it started. We call that a crazy Ivan. So sell off continuing. And again, probably a lot of this is just profit taking. But the market makers, they're buying as price goes down. They are buying and picking up positions. It's what we call filling up the warehouse. So we're into a bit of consolidation. Well, now it's breaking out. We're trying to. Back across the VWAP up to the demand zone. All right, I'm going to go over to the 542 on the call side. 542 strike call. Should have gotten into this. Oops, sorry. All right, we've got a new demand zone, so I'm going to duplicate this one, the old demand zone, and bring it down. Duplicate the price level, bring it down. Like so, and then turn this into a minor zone, watching price bounce off the supply zone, which is, again, why we mark these zones, because you can see how price is bouncing off of it. 5 minute has reset. It's about to cross to the call side. 1 minute Heikenasi MACD is already in the call bias position. Let's see what price is going to do, if it's going to bounce off the continue to bounce off the supply zone. Just got a text from somebody, said 5 calls up 246, big profits today. That's awesome. Congratulations. I think if you just joined us, we just have one trade so far, but it was a monster trade, up 183 this morning.
That's a wild morning.
Morning.
Morning is a wild ride today.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so price has managed to break through the supply zone. We'll see if it continues up or if it shrinks back. Let's see here. Yeah, we had a gap play this morning, but have gotten nowhere near it. There's a doji. Let's see if that results in a reversal. All right, let's move down to the 543 on the call side. 543 strike call. Price can't quite decide what it wants to do here. Dow is up 1,118, Nas up 701, S&P up 176. Huge. 26,900,000 in on the underlying. Again, huge volume, only a few minutes under 100,000. In fact, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 under 100,000. Anyway, over at the 543 strike call, stand by. Let's move to the 544 on the call side. 544. Price pulling back here a little bit. Hey guys, excuse me for just a minute or so. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
I did move the supply zone up just a little bit.
Okay. Price beginning to retreat here a little bit. Just a reminder that we will be back again at 3 o'clock this afternoon for a second session, do the last hour of the market. Volume settling down here a bit. So price is going into some consolidation now. May break out the top side. We'll see. Excuse me. Up to 28 million on the underlying asset. Dow's up 1,112. NASDAQ up 705. S&P up 175. Broader market's been staying about this level for a while. A little bit up, a little bit down, but pretty much around this level. Price falling here a bit. Reaching down to the minor zone. Excuse me. Price movement slowing down here a bit, kind of sticking in a short range. We're in a bit of consolidation right now. Price trying to break down through the minor zone here. There it goes, popping through VWAP. Okay, guys, we got top of the hour. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So just one trade, but what a massive trade it was this morning, up 183. We're coming back at 3 o'clock today. So just log back in. I'll have to take the charts down in a little while for some one-on-ones, but do come back at 3 o'clock and we will trade the last hour. All right. Have a good afternoon. Have a good lunch, and I'll see you all back at 3 o'clock. Thank you, Keith.
All right. Yep. Thanks, everybody. Bye.